Hello, sir. Can I ask you about you and the projects you were involved in?
Well, my name is William MacLeod. I am the Deputy Director of the Alternate History Track here at DragonCon. I'm also the chairman of a steampunk/alternate history convention in Metro Atlanta called Anacrocon. Costumer galore and a madman right now running on nicotine, alcohol, and adrenaline.
And we all appreciate those chemical substances
Indeed.
in their due moderation, sir. Right now we are at DragonCon 2011.
Yes.
And what is your work for DragonCon?
Well, as I said before, I am the Deputy Director of the Alternate History Track. I assist my wife, Cindy MacLeod, in the planning, operations, and execution of all the fun stuff that everyone is involved in over these wonderful 4 days at this particular show.
What goes into the planning of an alternate history track?
Oh.
Because DragonCon is an immense convention to begin with.
Yes.
We're looking at there's some 40,000 people that will be here on a regular year. This is the 25th anniversary, so you can imagine it might go as high as 60 or more.
Right.
Alt history, how many panels are you doing this weekend?
I lost track of how many panels exactly, because well, Cindy, she pretty much plans the panels. My area of expertise is within the larger special events within the track, like the Steampunk exhibition. I coordinate with the organizers for that, and the hotel and the DragonCon, everybody else to make sure everything works. Also, the Grand Pirate and Time Traveler's Ball this evening, working with Dr. Q on that as well. So, but we run, to give you an idea, from the beginning of the show to the end of the show, we run panels starting as early as 9 in the morning and going to as late as midnight.
Wow.
So we try to really pack it full of variety and to make sure that everybody within the entire steampunk and alternate history universe and community has something there that they can really appeal to. We have one going on right now. It's Marxism and alternate history downstairs that's running in conjunction with the Steampunk exhibition right over here.
Now, I'm going to turn around so we can see the line that is still forming for the exhibition, which we'll show later on a different segment here. The room is maxed out at 300 capacity,
Yeah, 300
so the marshals and the security are making sure we don't exceed that.
Yeah, 300 people walking around.
Right.
We're rotating them in and out to make sure everybody gets a fair shot.
Okay.
And it will be going on for 2.5 hours total. So.
Right. You certainly have a lot more than 300 people.
Yeah, you could say that.
I've already seen the second or third wave go in.
Yeah.
So
Not surprising at all. We have some really great fabricators in there that really, really know their stuff. I'm very proud of every single one of them. I'm very pleased with the productions that even, we have organized people in there like the Penny Dreadful Productions, and we have Ace Talking Wolf, who's just a maker of his own right and does it for fun. So the great variety, but all equally fabulous work.
yes, and we'll be showing some of that on a different segment. And Anacrocon.
Yes.
I interviewed your wife, Cindy MacLeod,
Yes.
and famously messed up the name of the convention, so I want to say Anacrocon
Yes.
properly as many times as I possibly can.
Anacrocon.
Anacrocon.
Yes.
That is happening in 2012.
Yes. Hopefully it'll be happening again in 2013. As long as the Mayans were wrong, it will happen in 2013 as well.
I suspect the Mayans were correct in whatever they were speaking about, and whoever misread what they wrote is completely off their hat.
Well, it's just a running joke this year. Make sure you come to Anacrocon 2012 because it might be the last one.
Yeah. Okay. And you are the chairman of that.
Yes, I'm the chairman and one of 3 founders. It was myself, Charles Horatio Strobel, as we like to call him, or also we lovingly refer to him as Peppy Buchanan, and my wife, Cindy MacLeod. We were meeting in Charlie's bar room one evening at his apartment, and came up with the concept, and well, there it is.
And how many years has Anacrocon?
Anacrocon will be in its 4th year coming up. It started out with 3 years ago with 150 to 160 people in attendance. Last year we had just over 800. And we're hoping to break 1,000 this year. I'd like to break 1,200 myself.
It was a wonderful convention, and I do heartily recommend it to anyone who is able to attend. That's at the Atlanta Perimeter.
Yeah, Holiday Inn Select, Atlanta Perimeter. I think it's off of Chamblee Dunwoody Road or one of those up there.
What are the dates for?
That's going to be
24th, 25th, 26th of February.
Okay. And the website for that?
Is anachrocon.com. That's ANACHROCON.com. Now, I would like to say on that note that I'm currently talking with Eric Flint, an alternate history author who is expressing great interest in coming to the show. Also, J.D. Sutton will be returning and reprising his role as Thomas Jefferson, as well as Mr. Bertram, who was a botanist back during the colonial era. He does, James Bertram, I think is the name. He'll be doing that. Also, Barefoot Bill Pacer will be reprising his role as Benjamin Franklin, walking around the con. I will be doing Theodore Roosevelt once again. We have Randall Carlson, who's he's a past master of Atlanta Peachtree Lodge number 59. He's very much into sacred geometry and into the world prophecies. He'll be making a presentation there.
A very appropriate year for that again,
yes.
as you were saying.
This year is pretty much a focus on the history. The history is going to, this year that we're going to be focusing on is going to be the cultural viewpoint and into the world prophecies. So there'll be some things along those lines. So not just the Mayans, but how the Celts looked at the end of the world, how the Romans looked at the end of the world.
A very multicultural viewpoint of that.
Right.
Now, talk about some of the work that goes behind the scenes of convention planning. You're doing your own convention that you're the chairman of this year. You've done enormous work for this convention, for Dragon Con. What are some of the things you have to do to make a convention happen?
I have found that the best thing to do to make a convention happen is sit down with an old-fashioned piece of paper and a pen. Write down what you want. And then realize you can't do it all by yourself. And then bust your butt around your friends and your social networks to find those people who have that love and interest in those areas that you want to bring together into a convention arena. Give them the scope and let them run with it. Have total trust and faith in your friends and their abilities to make this kind of thing happen for the people who want to attend and have a great time. This way you end up with greater variety and you're not going to pigeonhole yourself. Then of course there's the more mundane things of hotel negotiations and contracts and all this other kind of stuff that you have to deal with, which, well, it's part of running a convention. If anybody out there wants to do it, hey, more power to you. But then you'll end up looking like this when you're 43.
You look better than me, and I'm 46. So. Where did you learn about contract negotiation, hotel negotiation, that sort of thing?
Oh, that goes back to my business degree.
Okay.
I've got in my education, I was an IT major with a minor in international business relations. I've been an entrepreneur since the age of 14 when I inherited a substantial sum of money from my grandfather and my mother, and I opened up an antique shop in Louisville, Kentucky. And ever since then, I've been a tattoo artist. I have been an independent IT contractor. It's just I'm taking all my life experiencing and throwing it into an acrocon and trying to make it the best thing I can for everybody involved.
That is absolutely wonderful. Now, before we end our interview today, I'd like to go over your costume and everything you're wearing. You have this great top hat, and you have some good pins there, and a Nacrocon pin there.
That was actually our very first year convention badge.
Okay.
We try to make the badges at a Nacrocon damn near impossible to counterfeit, yet blend in with the costumes.
I see. That's a very good philosophy. And just going down to your shoes and back up again.
This little thing here is a pocket watch fob that was given to me by the author Jana Oliver. Her father was a Freemason, and I was recently raised as a Freemason myself, and as a gift, she gave this to me. And it's dual-sided, really kind of nice, and somewhat of a period piece. It goes really well with the whole ensemble.
Very nice touch, very nice touch. The jacket you're wearing?
I actually got it from, what was that place online? Gentleman's Emporium.
Ah, yes, Gentleman's Emporium online.
Yes. A couple of years ago, and this is sort of like my steampunk Theodore Roosevelt look.
Okay.
So I'm actually, on my persona, I think you'll get a kick out of this. My backstory is that Theodore Roosevelt was actually Batman in the late 1880s. So if you look at my other costume, which I can actually pull up a picture of it here, which we can show on the camera if you like.
I saw you in that costume yesterday.
I want to share it with the other people out here, of course.
I wasn't able to get a video of the time.
This is the Steampunk Batman costume.
Okay.
So
And
complete with the Theodore Roosevelt mustache and the whole shebang.
there's Teddy Roosevelt as Batman.
Yes. Well, he did come back after his parents, after his mom and his wife died.
Right.
He went out to the west to find himself, much like Bruce Wayne. After his parents were killed, he went out to the Far East to find himself. Bruce Wayne comes back as Batman and fights evil in Gotham City. And
Certainly.
Theodore Roosevelt comes back in actual life and becomes the police commissioner of New York and fights evil there. So it's you can see some parallels.
I do see parallels, and I also see psychological parallels in that Roosevelt gained his reputation by being in the army and being a fighting man and being both a very strategic planning man, but at the same time being completely unafraid to just leap into the action and take charge.
Roosevelt never quit.
No, he never did. And then he goes off into a political career as a millionaire, and yet does not engage in physical military action any longer. And the Batman theorem certainly holds up as to how Mr. Roosevelt is letting off his steam against the agents of crime.
And you can also see Batman as a trust buster,
There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
Taking down the corruption
Yeah.
in the city around him. That is a wonderful, wonderful premise, sir.
Actually, I might just write it up as a story.
You might have to. There might be people very interested in that. That'd be a very interesting read.
Just my weird imagination.
That is the heart and soul of steampunk, sir, and we salute you for your very weird imagination. Thank you very much for your time. Is there anything you would like to say?
I would like to thank all of those who have actually come to Anachrocon in the past and to the alternate history track of Dragon. We could not do this without you. I would love to see everyone, of course, come to Anachrocon this coming February. It's going to be a lot of fun doing some things that we've not done before. We have the entire convention space at the hotel this time, so there's not going to be any crowding issues. The issues that were last year I've dealt with in my negotiations with the hotel, like the AC and all this kind of stuff. So,
well, those are technical concerns. Those are.
Well, they were in the middle of remodeling the hotel, so
Right.
things break.
Right.
But please, everyone come. We're going to have a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot more historical reenactors. Just use your imagination, and as we say at Anachrocon, imagine the possibilities.
Imagine the possibilities.
That is our slogan there. Imagine the possibilities. Just do it, because you can't do it wrong as long as you're doing it from the heart.
There you go. Thank you very much, sir.